I guess that we kind of talked about this before we went live, but on that note, all week we've seen, especially on Twitter, um, white creators. I saw as an author, I've seen a lot of white authors talk about what they tweet what advances they made per book, and then over today, maybe some of yesterday, journalists, gaming journalists, talking about what they make. As someone who kind of consults you in that space, do you have any thoughts on the numbers we're seeing there?
Yeah, everybody's getting fucked. That is my overall impression is that
Yes.
Wait,
everyone
does that
is
mean
getting fucked.
Does that mean CBS Interactive is also getting fucked?
No, they're probably doing pretty well.
Okay, so it's not everybody.
Well, I mean,
So
I
what's
am
working for them?
the media industry, as you all guys know, is really hard. Like, not just in terms of journalists, but especially if you're a startup media organization, there is a very likely chance you are going to die in a year or two. I've seen so many esports media startups launch and die within the last few years that I can't even count the number of them.
Yeah.
And so, like, I understand, even as an entrepreneur, trying to start something right now or even lately is a very difficult position. And that if you need to pay extremely high salaries to your journalists and your talent, there's just no way you're going to be able to fund yourself going forward. But most of the media organizations in our space are backed by like multi-million dollar or billion-dollar corporations like CBS Interactive and GameSpot or IGN or like ESPN or whatever. And my sympathy level goes way down for those people. So when I'm looking at like the media, the sheet of journalists who are making like $30,000-$40,000 from a huge ass media website, yeah, they're getting absolutely screwed over by these media companies. I mean, I don't mind talking about my own salaries. I did post it on Twitter to a reply to one journalist, and it had actually a bunch of people freak the fuck out at how much I was making. I mean, when I was at GameSpot, I was making $90K, and I'm pretty sure, looking back on it, I might have been one of the highest paid people of the entire website. And when I went to ESPN in 2016, I made $125K plus signing bonus. And I'm gonna fight for me. I am gonna fight for how much I believe I am worth and that I deserve, and I'm not going to back down when I'm talking to these big corporations. I mean, I make it very clear that in the negotiation process that I know how this shit works. I know that they're going to launch an esports vertical or a gaming vertical based off of me coming to them, and they're going to sell that shit to a major sponsorship for $1 million, and then they're going to keep all that shit. And then after they sell that sponsorship, they're going to look good to their boss, and they're going to get a big fucking fat raise, and they're going to get a big bonus. So you better pay me, motherfucker. And that you paying me $125K, which is insane to most people in the industry, and is probably more money than almost every other gaming journalist in the entire industry. I think I am making even more than Jason Schreier did. I made more than Jason Schreier did at Kotaku, and I might have made more than he does now at Bloomberg. He didn't say how much he.
Not at Bloomberg, no.
No, he didn't say how much he makes in Bloomberg. And like, I understand that is really insane for some people, but like, I've been around the internet for a very long time. I know how startups work. I know how the internet works. I know how the advertising industry works. I know how I have a good amount of like knowledge of how like ad rev works. I know a good amount of knowledge of like ad networks. Like, I know a good portion of how like the internet is built and how companies make money. And I make that very clear in my negotiations and when I'm discussing things, that I'm not going to take less than what I feel like I'm valued for and what I'm signing to, and that I am building with the company that I am going to, because I feel like they are going to be making way more money than what I'm going to be making. So I really feel like more journalists and media people in this space need to be more confident in themselves and need to be more confident that they should be asking for more money. Do not let these motherfuckers lowball you. I've also never had help from a union. I've never been unionized. I've never had a union fight for me. I've never had a union bump up my pay, which is what a majority of the journalists that I've seen. I've done all negotiations by myself, no agent, no union, no nothing. And I've made sure that just it's been clear with the hiring manager that they need to fucking pay me what I believe I'm worth. And that I feel like more people should be more confident in the way that they approach these negotiations. Don't let them lowball you. Don't let them make you think that you're not deserving of a higher salary. And don't let these media companies that are not startups. I mean, look, there is more leeway to startups because obviously the media industry is hard and companies are shutting down entirely. But if you're going to sign to like IGN or GameSpot or ESPN eSports or do something like WAPO or whatever, yeah, make them fucking pay you a lot of money. Otherwise, they can go suck your dick. I mean, they fuck off. Pay me a lot of money or fuck off. So I don't know. I've kind of had that. I've tried to have that approach for a long time, and more people should stick up for themselves.